Hello, good morning. Welcome back to the country formerly known as the United Kingdom. We've returned. The weather's still pleasant. It's August. We have a lot of baby prep things to do. But before all of those, as always, we need to buy some things to eat.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
Tell you what, it's slightly odd coming home on a Friday night. I don't think I've done it for a very long time, because you obviously have the full weekend to yourself when you get back. But when you're sort of in full-time employment, it always feels like a waste. You know, it's 2-3 days of holiday you could have taken. But actually, I'll tell you what, it's nice to have a couple of days to adjust back to being at home, and sort of nesting needs to kick in a bit. So it's nice to have today and tomorrow. We're probably going to spend today in Ikea though, so you know, it's pros and cons. To some people this is probably just the most terrifying place on earth. Where anyone walks under that sea of pigeons up there. But it's Ikea, you never know what you're going to get. You could get a horse meatball, you know, or maybe a chest of drawers. The problem with Ikea is that you start looking around with their little kitchen living spaces and thinking, oh, I should redo the whole house. And yes, I could live in a tiny flat with just a bunk bed and a sofa. What is happening here looks like assault. It is such a long time since I've been to Ikea that, you know, when I was here last it was very much about Swedish meatballs, and now of course, you know, with the whole veggie revolution, you can get veggie meatballs and veggie breakfast and all sorts, and it's actually quite impressive. Welcome to the warehouse. Aisle 0, location 4. That's what we're looking for. There's location 2. We only came in for a chest of drawers. That's always the way with Ikea. You leave with the whole house. The comfort of M&S. So we were only in Ikea for 2 hours, so that's not too bad, I think. I don't know. Actually, no, it's pretty terrible. It's about 3.5 hours since we left home, so. Right, let's get something to eat. We have now dismantled, taken the packaging out for the chest of drawers that we bought this morning at Ikea, and we're now going to attempt to assemble it. It is currently 5:30. An hour and a half later, look, we have chest of drawers. Very exciting indeed. It's beginning to look a bit like a room for a small person. Hi there, happy Sunday afternoon. I am just wandering through the grounds of the National Archives and just getting a few steps in. Did a lot of work obviously yesterday on the baby room. I don't like to call it a nursery. A nursery is something else altogether as far as I'm concerned. But the room that our child will live in. It's a very functional name. Okay. So tomorrow we start that week that nobody likes, which is the week after you come back from a holiday. And it's especially difficult for us because we don't know when the next holiday actually is going to be. And I'm sure that's not that unusual a thing for a lot of people, but it's slightly unusual for us, and realise we're slightly spoiled in that regard, and we usually try and plan one holiday ahead, regardless of when it is, just so we know what we're doing next. But the only thing we know for certain that is happening next is that a child will arrive into our lives, most likely at the beginning of October, so everything else is kind of secondary at this point. A baby moon has been discussed inside of the United Kingdom. There are ideas, just something for us to get away, just the two of us plus Bump, and obviously plus Bump. But the last sort of holiday for just the two of us, spend a bit of time together. But anyway, this coming week, back to work, and I have videos to do on Monday, quite a few of them. Dolly of Silver to see on Tuesday, that could be very interesting. Wednesday and Thursday I have more videos, and Friday I have meetings about my new role at RHP. So just to clarify a couple of those points, the Dolly of Silver visit on Tuesday. So the Victoria and Albert Museum, in their metallurgy department, has a few things made by Jeremiah Dollier, who was the guy whose places I went to visit when I was in Dublin, ancestor of ours, who was High Sheriff and, you know, made a lot of silver and gold objects as well, being a silver and goldsmith. And so a couple of them in a museum, and we've never seen them, so we're going to go see them on Tuesday. And my new role at RHP is as chair of the Service Delivery Committee, so we need to decide what we're going to discuss in the forthcoming year and do a sort of formalised handover of the chair position, understand a bit what it entails. Plus the exec director of customer service is quite new as well, so we're just going to have a sort of sit down and get to know how each other works and sort of have a bit of a sort of casual chat. Informal, that's probably a better word, a sort of informal conversation about the kind of things we're looking to do. So yeah, that's my week coming up. As you can see, summer is obviously the most popular time to come to Kew, visit the gardens. It is not, however, the best time for a number of reasons. Firstly, because everybody else comes at the same time, and therefore it's busy. Secondarily, and more importantly, I would argue, the best flowers are actually April, May, springtime, when you get the first bloom of everything and the leaves are light green on the trees, new growth. Much better time to come. But, you know, it's more about when people can, and it's better that people come at all, to be honest. So, I don't begrudge them this. I do get slightly frustrated when there's a bazillion people in the gardens, but then that's what keeps the gardens going, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. It's not my personal garden, despite what I might believe. Nice to be back in this old place, though. Very reassuring. August can be a bit melancholy when you know that your holidays are behind you, but when you know that this is on your doorstep, life's never too bad. Hi there, happy Monday evening. It's very high tide and I've just nipped out for an hour to do a bit of a walk because it being the first day of sort of work since we got back, there was a lot of catch up in emails and projects and things that needed finishing. Still not there, to be honest, but it's a good start. I've got a bit more time tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I absolutely have to finish a podcast. It'll be done. It won't be fun, but it'll be done. And then what? Yes. Tomorrow is Dollier Silver Day. That could be quite interesting. Good morning. It's Tuesday and I'm walking to Hammersmith, which is something I haven't done in a while. I don't think I've got much past Mortlake actually on this path for as long as I can remember. That's where I turn off when I get the train to Whitford. And I have come along here a couple of times this year to get as far as Barnes. Well, I can't for the life of me remember why, but I think I was walking somewhere. Oh yeah, I think I actually walked to where was it, Morden or something? Something crazy. Collier's Wood? No, I think it was Collier's Wood. Turned off at Barnes and just kept going through Putney. But the last time I went to Hammersmith, well, let's put it this way, I've only walked Hammersmith once since they closed the bridge, and that was a while ago now, and shows no signs of reopening. So I'm going to attempt to walk across the Hammersmith Bridge because I'm informed that it's open to foot traffic only and bicycles. So we're going to stick on this side and relive the glory days of walking into town whenever I possibly could. This is as far as I've got on this path, the Thames path, as far as I can tell, in the last 6 months. I think I might have done it once this year. It's pretty poor considering I used to do it constantly in any excuse to go for a walk. But I guess now I just go into Kew. But it's nice to have this opportunity, and ironically, weather dependent. I could theoretically do this tomorrow and the following day as well, having not been able to do it for ages because I'm working up in town. So, you know, good things come in threes. So just because I hadn't done it in ages, I'm going around the Leg of Mutton Nature Reserve. Although the road's a bit busy because it's kind of rush hour. But it's a beautiful lake, like alongside the River Thames. It's usually very quiet, bar the occasional dog walker. And once you get to see the lake, because it's in there somewhere, it's very nice. There we go, there's some lake. Because you can't really get to it, that's why it's quite a good nature reserve. There's a lot of water birds and what have you, and there's a few floats which I can't quite see, but they're just around the corner, which are covered obviously in birds. It's very nice, very peaceful. Well, things are being done. Not a lot of things. The problem is the repair cost of this bridge is ridiculous in millions, and neither council or neither side has put aside any money for it because they weren't really expecting it, and there's a bit of a quibble as to whose responsibility it is. So it's been closed 6 months now. I can't see it reopening even next year.
50 years, so.
Yeah, since it was made.
Yeah. I could take a general photograph of the lot.
Happy Wednesday from Soho. I'm just heading towards Dean Street this morning. Today is a parade day. By that I mean I'm doing more work for videos for this year's parade and concerts. I can't believe it's come around already. Well, it hasn't, it's August. But we're like 5 weeks away from the American trip, so we're not that far from the parade, really, in terms of workload anyway. So it's been really warm all day, and just as I was about to get off the tube, about 5 minutes ago, there was an enormous thunder shower, like really ferocious, soaked everything in sight. I just managed to not go out. I saw it and just waited in the station for a couple of minutes. People who'd left about 30 seconds earlier. Got very damp. Only lasted about 2 minutes. And now, as you can see, it's just damp and very humid. Hi there, it's Thursday afternoon. It's a nice day. It's not going to be tomorrow though. This is the last nice weather for a little bit. Saturday's going to improve, but it's going to be super windy. So I need to get out and go for a walk and make the most of it, because tomorrow I'll be sheltering from the storm, quite literally. Still working on the last of the parade videos. Tomorrow is a bit of a planning day. I've got planning for RHP, planning for the parade trip, planning for something I'm filming next week. So it's probably best that I am indoors, really. But for the time being, I'm going to go for a little walk. So tomorrow, as you may or probably more likely may not see in the vlog, we are going to our first NCT class. We have 2 intensive NCT classes, both, not tomorrow, sorry, Saturday coming and the Saturday after. And so that'll be 2 full days pretty much. And side note, the total number of NCT classes I intend on attending in my life is 2. So come a week on Saturday afternoon, I will have done that. Tick. I don't know anyone that's ever been to an NCT class for their second child, and I know very few people who've been to an NCT class at all who've come away feeling overjoyed. It's more of a necessary thing. You need a bit of mental preparation, but there is a sort of history of them being run by sort of slightly insane, sort of Earth Mother hippie types. So I'm hoping, because it's only just down there, that that's not the case. Parterre's looking excellent. Look how finely mowed that lawn is. Very precise edges. Very impressed. When the sun comes out, you remember it's August because it's bloody hot. Otherwise, you could be forgiven for thinking that it's kind of May. It's kind of grey and a bit overcast. And pleasant, but not boiling. But then the sun comes out and the temperature goes up 10 degrees. And you think, why did I leave my hat at home? Look at this confusing weather. So it's beautiful and hot and sunny, and the wind is picking up. And it might feel like you're about to have a beautiful summer's day. And we still might. It rather depends on how quickly this weather system comes through. But I kind of have a feeling that at some point before the end of the day, I'll be pointing the camera out the window going, look, I told you it was going to be terrible. So that's why I'm currently going for a little walk while I still can, before I have to batten down the hatches. It is Friday, and so I'm going to do a word of the week. And I've decided what it is, but I'm going to need to look it up because I don't know it. I don't know it in German anyway, or at least I don't think I do. Anyway, the word of the week this week is to attend. To attend. So if you go to a meeting or a lecture or you go to a party, you attend that event. So the verb is to attend. So immediately I've run into a problem. So first of all, in German, there is no word just for attend, as it were, to just appear at, as it were. There are two words that the Germans use. One would be better described as participate, which obviously is when you are a bit more involved, and the other one is when you visit, so a bit less involved. So that's probably more accurate. So if you were to say you attend in a visiting sort of sense, you would say besuchen. Besuchen is the verb to attend or visit in German. If you're participating, it is the verb teilnehmen. Teilnehmen is when you are participating at that event. So if you would say I visit, in I attend, I visit, you'd say ich besuche. But if you were to say I take part, I attend, I participate, you would say ich nehme teil, which is actually two words there. Ich nehme teil. So there we go. That is German, which is the more complicated one. In Italian, frequentare. Frequentare, which is obviously to frequent, to attend. And if you would say I frequent, you'd say frequento. Frequento. So there we go. That is attend in some form in German and Italian. That was this week's word of the week. I will be attending NCT classes tomorrow from 10 a.m. and so I need to buy things because we have to bring our own sandwiches. Sounds amazing. Well, my timing was a bit off, but not much. It's very windy and damp, as promised. Just what I've always wanted. So there we go. Shall we sign off here? This is a wonderful moment to leave it, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you'll join me next week because it starts with a storm most likely, and then a party and some NCT classes. Yeah, see you then. Bye.